Hi, welcome to your channel. Today is the second day of the seventh chapter, that is, an offer you can't refuse. Let's start. Example 3, the graphic facilitator. I will invite you to meet Brandy Agriback in these pages, but you can meet her first by examining the mind map she made for us below. Brandy runs a business of one with the philosophy never have a boss, never be a boss. Creating graphical representations of ideas, usually those expressed in meetings, retreats, or conferences in is Brandy's full-time work. Over the last 15 years, she has worked with hundreds of clients at all kinds of events. It's beautiful business model from a talented artist, but it also raises question: how do you nudge or win over executives who don't get it at first? From countless interactions about the valuable service she provides, here's what Brandy learned. She starts every initial conversation by saying, I have a fantastic, strange job. This creates curiosity and also serves to make the other person not feel bad if he or she is unfamiliar with the world of graphic facilitation. Next, Brandy learned that her target market may be the executives or meeting leaders she serves, but they aren't unnecessarily the ones who hire her. I am most often hired by facilitators acting as their visual silent partners, she says. They can focus entirely on their client, knowing their process by progress in by and progress is documented. Perceived value and the expensive Starbucks run. After running the end of a 5-hour drive from Boise to Salt Lake City, I stopped off at a Starbucks about 20 minutes away from the bookstore. I was speaking at that evening. One on the way inside, I grabbed something from the trunk and left the keys inside. Nice move, Chris. It was even worse because I didn't realize my mistake until I had finished my latte and email session an hour later, shortly before I was due to arrive at the bookstore. I was mad at myself for being so stupid, but I had to think quickly. Using a combination of technology, iPod Touch, MiFi, cell phone, I located the number of a local locksmith and quickly rang him up. Oh, can you please come as soon as possible? He agreed to be as fast as he could. Much to my surprise, the locksmith pulled up in a van just 3 minutes later. Impressive, right? Then he got out his tools and approached the passenger door in less than 10 seconds. He had the door open, allowing me to retrieve my keys from the trunk and get on with my life. How much do I owe you? I asked. Perhaps it's because I don't own a car, and the last time I paid a locksmith was 10 years ago. Or maybe I'm just cheap, but for whatever reason, I expected him to ask for something like $20. Instead, he said that I will be $20, please. I hadn't discussed the price with him before he came out and was in no position to negotiate. So I gave him the cash and thanked him. But something was unsettling about the transaction, and I tried to figure out what it was. I was mad at myself for locking my keys in the car. It was obviously no one's fault but my own. But I also felt then that $50 was too much to pay for such a brief service. As I drove away, I realized that I wanted him to take longer in getting to me, even though eh, that would have delayed me further. I wanted him to struggle with unlocking my car as part of a major effort, even though that made no sense whatsoever. The locksmith met my need and provided a quick, comprehensive solution to my problem. I was unhappy about our exchange for no good reason. Mulling it over, I realized that the way we make purchasing decisions isn't always rational. I thought back to something that had happened in the early days of my business. I had produced a 25-page report on booking discount airfare and sold it for $25. Many people bought it, but others complained 25 pages, pages for $25. That's too expensive. I knew I couldn't please everyone, but I didn't understand this specific objection. The point of the report was to help people save money on the plane tickets, and many readers reported saying $300 or more after one quick read. What does the length of the report have to do with the price? I remember thinking about that one complaint. If I gave you a treasure map, would you complain that it was only one page long? I turned out the joke was on me. All of us place a subjective value on goods or services that may not relate to what they should be. Just as what we want and what we say we want we want aren't always the same thing. The way we place a value on something isn't always rational. You must learn to think about value the way your customer do, not necessarily the way you would like them to. Compelling offer toolkit, FAQ, guarantee, and over delivery. As you continue to work on your offer, three tools will assist you in making it more compelling. The FAQ pages or everywhere you provide the answers to common questions, an incredible guarantee, and giving your customers more than they expect. Let's look at each of them in detail. Number one, frequently asked questions, aka what I want you to know. You might think that a frequently asked questions page is designed merely to answer questions. Surprise, it's not. Or at least that's not its only function. A well-designed FAQ page also has another extremely important purpose. You could call it Operation Objection Bustling. Busting. The additional purpose of FAQ is to provide reassurance to potential buyers and overcome objections. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to identify the main objections your buyers will have when considering your offer and carefully respond to them in advance. Wondering what the objections to your offer will be. They fall into two categories, that is, general and specific. The specific objections relate to an individual product or service, so it's hard to predict what they might be without looking at a particular offer. General objections, however, come up with almost any purchase, so that's what we will look at here. The objections usually relate to very basic human desires, needs, concerns, and fears. Here are two common ones. How do I know this really works? Number two, I don't know if this is a good investment, and or I am not sure I have the money to spare. Number three, I'm not sure I can trust you with my money. Number four, what do other people think about this offer? Number five, I wonder if I can find this information, get this product or service without paying. Number six, I worry about sharing my information online or another privacy concern. The core concern for each of these objections relates to trust and authority. You must create consumer confidence in order to overcome the objections. As you craft the offer, think about the objections and then flip them around in your favor. You want to send messages like this. Number one, this really works because this is a great investment, because you can trust us with your money, because alternatively you don't have to trust us with your money, because we work with an established trusted third party. Other people think this is great, and there's what they say: you have to pay to get this product or service. Alternatively, the free version aren't as good. It takes a lot of work to get it on your own extra. Your information and privacy are 100% secure, because see how it works. The point is not to be defensive. You want to avoid that, but rather to be proactive in responding to concerns. One model you can use when describing your offer is outlined below in what we will call a rough awesome format. It works like this. Point 1. This thing is so awesome. Primary benefit. Point 2. Seriously, it's really awesome. Secondary benefit. Point 3. By the way, you don't need to worry about anything. Response to concerns. Point 4. See, it's really awesome. What are you waiting for? Take action. In the rough awesome format. Point 1 is the main benefit. Point 2 is the reinforcement of the main benefit or an important side benefit. Point 3 is where you deal with the objections, and point 4 is where you bring it all together and nudge bias toward a call to action. You won't always get it right at first. Sometimes you will discover additional objections as you go through the initial sales process with real time customers, but dealing with the most important objections from the beginning will help you get off to a much better start than the wait and see approach. Number two, the incredible guarantee, aka don't be afraid. Regardless of what you are selling, the overriding concern of many potential customers is, what if I don't like it? Can I get my money back? A common and highly effective way to combat this concern is to offer a satisfaction guarantee. A word of advice: do not make your guarantee complicated, confusing, or boring. You don't want your customer to overthink it. Keep it simple and easy. Further, if there is any way you can tie the promised results of your offer to the guarantee, do so. Never Lapute, Nev Lapute, who runs a snowboarding instruction program you will read about in chapter 11, offers a 120% guarantee. If the program doesn't rock your world, you will get 100% of your money back plus 20% of your trouble. When I developed the travel hiking cattle, I promised that members who applied the program's strategy would earn at least 1 lakh frequent flyer miles a year, enough for 4 free plane tickets. Not every business will be able to offer an incredible guarantee, especially if there are substantial upfront costs for delivery. After natively, you can also make the deliberate choice not to guarantee your product or service and then make a big deal about that fact. The lack of guarantee can then act as a filtering process, gently steering away customers who want good fit while reinforcing the purchase of those who are. Generally, you should offer an incredible guarantee or no guarantee at all. A weak guarantee or one that is unclear can work against your credibility instead of helping it. Number 3, over delivering, aka wow, look at all this extra stuff I didn't expect. Immediately after buying something, we often experience a pang on of anxiety. Was this good? Was this a good purchase? Did I waste my money? You will want to get out in front of this feeling by making people feel good, but the action just look they just took. The easiest and most critical way to reinforce their decision is by giving them quick access to what they paid for. But to go further, you will want to over deliver. Give them more than they expected. You can do this by upgrading their purchase unexpectedly, by sending a handwritten thank you card in the mail or in whatever you makes the most sense for your business. The point is that the small things count, like the orange slice at mile 18 of the marathon. An offer you can't refuse comes along at just the right time. As you follow your blueprint to freedom, think carefully about how you can create a similarly compelling offer. The next step is to take the offer out into the world already. Key points: as much as possible, connect your offer to the direct benefits customers will receive, like the Alaska coupon books. A compelling offer pays for itself by making a clear value proposition. What people want and what they say they want are not always the same thing. Your job is to figure out the difference. When developing an offer, think carefully about the objections and respond to them in advance. Provide a nudge to customers by getting them to make a decision. The difference between a good offer and great offer is urgency, also known as timeliness. Why should people act now? Offer reassurance and acknowledgement immediately after someone buys something or hires you. Then find a small but meaningful way to go above and beyond their expectations. And today is the end of the seventh chapter. We will start eighth chapter, that is launch, in the next session. If you are new on the channel, subscribe the channel and press bell icon so that you will get notification about new video upload. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you so much.